Hey yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Van Guap, back with another episode of Whips and Shit. We're gonna go ahead and jump into a reaction on this Dodge Charger Daytona EV, which I absolutely think is a horrendous car. Trash. Should have never bought it, should have never made it. Whoever thought of it fucking should be fired. Fired. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video.
Hey everybody, who's going to watch this video. I just wanted to take some time to show you some of the things that are wrong with my 2025 Dodge Charger Daytona.
And here we go with an unsatisfied customer. It shouldn't be electric, at least not yet. Y'all moving too quick, man. Y'all moving too quick. An electric muscle car? Absolutely not.
I'll try to make this as brief as possible, but there's a lot to cover. So let's just get started with looking around the car while I give you a little bit of detail on why I leased the car. I did not buy the car. I leased.
Okay. RT, huh? He leased it.
Leased the car because I was seeing where people were getting some pretty incredible lease deals, especially on these RTs, as Dodge has decided to do away with them, and plus they weren't selling anyways, so they had to do something to get them out on the road. And so I decided to lease one at a very reasonable, what I felt to be a very reasonable price. I leased the car from Wetzel Dodge in Richmond, Indiana. So as we go through this video, I'm going to add some pictures to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So they'll be dubbed in over top of me talking here. But one of the very first things I noticed, and thank God, the day we took delivery of this, I took pictures of the car all the way around, because one of the very first things that I noticed on the car when we got it home was that this
door does not line up.
Door was misaligned. Was actually raised up quite a bit right there, and it just didn't look quite right if you followed the body lines. And I thought to myself, you know, no big deal. I mean, it's just a leased vehicle. It is what it is. Here's my Durango that I own, and you can see the gap on the hood over here versus the gap over here. I mean, nothing's perfect, right? And I thought, no big deal. But about 3 weeks in, I came out here to get into it, and when I opened the door, I noticed this. Like it was rubbing.
Ooh.
In 3 spots. There,
Ooh.
there, and then down here at the bottom.
Ooh.
Some paint, like it's rubbed through the paint. And then over here, you can see here, here, and then down here once again. Look.
Take it back. Take it back. I'm not keeping this. Something is wrong with it. I don't like it.
Looks like it's metal to metal. So I took it back to Wetzel, and which I need to bring up right there that Wetzel's about over 100 miles from here. So I've got a 7,500 mile a year lease on this vehicle. I'm burning up over 200 miles taking it back to them because they had a body shop. And they tell me that they call me up a couple days after my appointment. Car's ready to pick up. I said, what'd you do? They said, well, we adjusted the door for you, but Stellantis refuses to paint it. And furthermore, they told me that that's not metal to metal, that it's flashing, where it's where someone in the factory actually attempted to fix this before shipping it to the dealership. So I'm not exactly sure who that falls on, whether it's Dodge for even sending the car out looking like that, or is it Wetzel's problem because they obviously would have PDI'd this car, so they should have noticed that and flagged it right off the bat. So, you know, I'm not really sure there, but regardless, I'm left holding the bag. I've got a car that's brand new with the damage that you just saw, and a dealership and a car manufacturer who says, oh well, your problem. So the second biggest issue that I've had, is that this trunk button right here, now this is an RT, and there's no release button inside whatsoever, which that was a huge design mistake, Dodge.
You telling me there ain't no trunk release button inside the car? And there's no key? So what do you do if the batteries go dead? Oh, it's an electric car. You shouldn't have to worry about the batteries going dead. And oh, the battery, the trunk release is so low voltage that no.
There should have been more than one way to open this hatch. On these key fobs, I don't know if this will focus right. There we go.
There we go.
There is no place on the fob to open the rear end of this car.
What?
So this does not work. It does not work. It has not worked from day one. When Wetzel was there, I compressed this 100 times. I've got the key in my pocket. It will not open. I took my kids to their ball game one night, and it opened. This was like within the first couple weeks of having the car. It opened, put their stuff in, drove to the ball fields. When we got there, it wouldn't open. So we had to drag their stuff out through the car. When I asked Wetzel about this, they said, well, we'll do the updates, the software updates on the vehicle. And ever since they did those software updates when they adjusted the door, that has not worked. Not one time in 5 weeks. I have not been able to open that rear hatch. Not one time in 5 weeks. So one of the other things that started happening was that the passive entry would not work. So what I would have to do, and it works about 50% of the time. Right now, it's working because I just pulled the car out, but once I think it goes to sleep, it starts having that issue again. But when it doesn't work, I physically have to come over, get in the car myself, and then press the button to open the door for my passenger. One other thing I just want to say about this hatch, and again, like I said, I've got the key in my pocket. I'm holding it right here, pressing the button. It doesn't work. It pretty much renders this car useless if you want to carry anything. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't stop by the convenience store. You can't pick anything up for your wife. You can't do anything. If you want to load something into this car, you have to open the door, pull the seat forward, move this out of the way, fold this down, and then shove your stuff back in there. And, it would have been nice, Dodge, if you could have put...
Now, I like how that looks, but as far as it not opening, yeah, that's a major problem. And, the issues with the door, the issues with the trunk hatch, I wonder what else he got going on with it, man. He glad that's a lease, but it been took back, set it on the lot.
A manual release back there, which I know there is one, but it's buried. And I'm not going to climb back there and remove a panel and pull a lever every time I need to get in and out of this vehicle. It would have been nice if you could have put something up here that would have popped that hatch. And even if you would have put it up there, would it have worked? Because the button on the back doesn't work, so it doesn't give me much confidence that anything else would have. But I just can't overstate that enough, that not having access to the rear of this vehicle renders this entire vehicle practically useless.
Trash.
The issue is that it's already had a recall, which some of you may already be aware of. I think the internet poked a little fun that we went from being loud with the Hemi Chargers to quiet with this thing. But there's a recall, an open recall right now for an amplifier that may not have been programmed properly at the factory, which makes this too quiet for national safety standards. Pedestrians have to be able to hear you when
They tripping.
you're backing, so on and so forth. And some of these were not programmed properly. The last time I was into the dealership, Herrnstein, I took it in for the passive entry and for the hatch and for the seat issue, and they addressed the recall at that time, and they told me that this vehicle passed the decibel reading that it needed, so there was no update or replacement parts needed for this particular Charger. So there's a couple other things I want to go over, and that's going to be pretty much it for now. But the Uconnect and the Wi-Fi hotspot in the car, and I'll post pictures up of the messages that I'm getting, but I'm getting error messages almost every time I turn the car on. It pops up with,
It's just one thing after another with this one. I'm gonna have to trade it in. I'm gonna need another one. Not another one of these, but a whole nother car. A whole different type of car. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
a warning message saying that it's disabled or doesn't work, and to take it in for service. But probably the biggest problem that I've had with this car, and I'll demonstrate this now, is that this seat right here, that one is manual. You saw me move it in the video. This one is automatic. So my daughter, she doesn't get out on this side. As a matter of fact, she doesn't even want to be around the car anymore after this happened. But she was sitting on this side, and we got home, and I went to let her out, and the seat will start forward automatically on its own. And then watch what happens when it gets up to the forward position. It automatically starts backwards on its own. So what happened was that my daughter was trying to climb out of this space, and the seat, I walked away, and the seat started backwards on its own. And I heard her start calling out for help. She said, "Help me, Dad. Help me, I'm stuck. Help me." And so I ran back around the back of the car here, and I came, and what she had done is when she was trying to get out, she didn't get out quick enough. She got kind of caught up in the belt a little bit, and she wasn't able to get out fast enough. And she grabbed the seat and pulled it back on herself. And when she did that, and the seat came back on its own, it pinched her between this area right here. If you can imagine, I mean, that's my furthest reach is 8 inches, thumb to middle finger. So she had about a 4-inch, maybe 5-inch gap here. When I got over to her, her entire body was trapped between this seat and this B-pillar. And she was very upset. Thank God she wasn't hurt. But why, Dodge? Why is it that whenever this seat goes forward, why doesn't it stay forward? Why would it start back on its own, potentially trapping a small child like my 7-year-old daughter? I just don't understand that. Why would you design something that would do that? Or is that another flaw of this vehicle? So I don't mean to rant too much here, guys, and I know some of you will probably burn me down a little bit. Why'd you even buy the car? Why'd you lease the car? Whatever. I did it because it was cheap, and I thought we'd give it a try. And you know, I just like everybody to think about how they might feel if their 7-year-old little girl got trapped between that B-pillar and that door. Probably be a little upset too, I'd imagine. But anyhow, that's all I got for now. Like I said, I'll post pictures, and I don't know what else to say about this car other than I wish I'd never leased it. It'd be nice if Dodge would just go ahead and take it back. Please leave some comments. Let me know what you think. And Dodge, Tim Kaniskis, if you happen to see this video, tell me what you think.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy work, man. Y'all had to get me. Y'all had to get me another one. Not another one of those. You know, give me the one. Give me the one with the gas engine in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the EV version. No bueno. I'm glad they bringing the gas one back. You know, it's gonna be nice, especially in that. I like the way it looks. I like the way it looks. That's it for this reaction, man. That's unfortunate. Dodge need to make it right. They need to make it right for my guy right here. What's his name? Nick Sherritt. Yeah. This is horrible. Horrible. Get back at your boy with whips and shit.